के आप बाकी लोगों को
हाँ बस ठीक है.
put there. All those who are waiting can just
Yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Saw the pictures that you went for training sessions and all. Make me so happy.
No, no, that's so nice. I follow what you said कि सब कुछ खाली करके ही जाना है because there is so much of
बिल्कुल
knowledge that I have. तो मैं क्या करूंगी
बिल्कुल
उसका? My daughter's in fashion
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
designing. क्या करेंगे हम? So I thought it best है कि उसको दो.
Very good, very
And it
nice.
makes you
क्या
feel
करना
happy
है?
also. पता है वहां पर instant
Exactly.
gratification मिलता है. तो बड़ा अच्छा लगता
Exactly.
है.
Very true, very true. Are people joining in? Because I can't see anybody other than
Yeah.
us.
अच्छा. Yeah, same, same. Just let me open the chat also.
हाँ.
Participants. Yeah. I think I am the host now, so I'll have to admit everyone. Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to admit, you have to admit. I can't even see people who are waiting.
No, no,
So
I've
you could
clicked on
just
admit
admit
all.
everybody.
Yeah.
हाँ, ठीक है.
Harmeet ma'am is here. Hi, Harmeet ma'am.
Long time.
Hi, my friends. How are you? Long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, very long time.
ये
We're
तो अगर
good. How are
हरमीत
you?
मैम आ गई तब तो सेशन विल बी अ सक्सेस शिवी बिकॉज शी इज माय गुड लक चार्म.
Hey, I just
I'm
stepped in.
happy.
I saw a message on a group that you're doing a doubt session. मैंने कहा पकड़ो इनको क्या
मैं
कर
क्या
रहे हैं जरा देख.
मैं क्या बताऊंगी हरमीत मैम. यू आर द वन हु स्टार्टेड एवरीथिंग.
अरे नहीं यार हम सब एक कम्युनिटी हैं. We just want everything what's best for everyone.
हाँ
Just
हाँ.
thought I'll just मैंने कहा चलो सुनते हैं मीनू मैम के नए शब्द विचार. क्या चल रहा है जिंदगी में कैपस्टोन प्रोजेक्ट के साथ. How
बस.
many signees today? कितने लोग आ रहे हैं आज? How many people are coming in?
A couple of them said yes, but you know, right?
या लास्ट
कुछ
मिनट.
Yeah.
भूल जाएंगे, कुछ will
Sunday
not
है
be
ना
able
यार.
to join. Yeah, Sunday at
No,
4
but
o'clock.
nahi, but Shivi, this is a very good initiative that you take. That you get everybody connected, and get people to pitch in, and it's all in good fun. Like
Thank
we make exemplars. I mean, I've seen Minu's work. It's great. Like it's great.
थैंक यू
So
थैंक यू.
I'm sorry, I'm not in a state right now that I should switch on my camera and just give it that to you. It's
we would have loved to see you, but it's
या
okay
I'm in a
because
very,
या.
it's Sunday.
I'm in a very Sunday lazy mode right now,
नहीं,
just drinking
कोई
my
बात
green
नहीं.
tea. So
No,
I just
कोई
thought
बात
that
नहीं.
I'll just come in and say all the best. Like, if anybody knows how to do it, you know how to do it. So I would recommend that, anybody out there who's listening right now, all the people in the team who are participants out there, like, guys, if anybody has to know anything, this is the woman who knows anything. तो इनका बुक पढ़ो. इनके बुक में इतनी चीजें हैं, रेफरेंस पॉइंट्स हैं, एग्जाम्पलर्स हैं. It's really great. It's really really
नहीं,
great.
thank you so much.
So
And I must say, Harmeet, journey started with you. I started with your books. I always say this. I started studying
मेरी
from
तो प्री हिस्टोरिक हो गई.
class 9 book.
मैं तो
And I still say this. And it's a
नहीं,
journey,
बट मीनू.
everybody goes together. But
या.
we can't say that I am the
यस.
only one who did everything. Nahi.
नहीं 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 नहीं.
Everybody, pitches in some way or the other. Like I get
Some way or the
motivated
other.
from
Very
you
true,
and
very true.
Shivi. So I pitch in my own. And of course, you also could get motivated from somebody. So it's a journey.
Yes. It's a journey. It's a journey. नहीं,
We'll
on a
start
separate
in a
note,
minute's time, Meenu ma'am.
Ha,
yes,
it's
Meenu, I'll
Yeah,
call
we'll
you
start
separately
sharp
for
on
this.
time.
sure,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
sure.
start
sure.
sharp on time because
Yes, yes.
Zoom ka hai na to and I think
All the
people are
best.
joining in.
Thank you. Thank
Let
you.
people join in. Yeah.
Yeah. I am clicking on admit all as soon as they come in.
Yeah. Please do that. Please do that.
Yeah. So I think 11 people have already joined in.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Those who have joined us on a Sunday evening at 4 o'clock. And I'm actually very happy to have Meenu ma'am. She's the one who always comes to me and say, Shibi, let's do a session, because there are people who are asking and let's do a session. So yesterday evening also she pinged me saying that. And once you get an opportunity like that coming from someone like her, I don't think any of us should miss it out. So here we are today. We are on a quick round of doubt clearance for the Capstone project as all of you are gearing up for your practical examinations and for your board examinations. You're preparing your children for that. So I don't want to take much of time. Over to you, Meenu.
Okay, so I'll just share my PPT. I'll just take a very short, take you through the Capstone project, what I do, so that, if anybody has their doubts, you can see what I do. And of course, put your questions across. And this is something which, again, as I'm saying, as Meenu Kumar, I do. If you feel that there is a better method, please feel free to share it with everybody. I will also learn, because when I started this, I was the only one, so what I felt was right, I started doing. I will be keeping this open, because if somebody comes in, then I'll admit them also. Okay, so sorry for, I think there'll be a little bit of disturbance at one side of the screen. I'm trying to share my PPT. Let's see if it starts, otherwise I'll go through this only. No, no, I think it didn't start.
No,
It didn't share. Oh yeah, so good.
yeah.
Okay, so as you all know, class 12 students have to do their capstone project. I think this will keep hindering. Yeah, it's moving.
Uh,
Yeah. So what
yes.
exactly can you have in a capstone project that I gave? Okay, now these are some things that I have explored with my students, so that's why I'm giving it to you. In a Python coding, you can have all this: chatbot, hate speed dissection, sales prediction. You have lots and lots of data sets on Kaggle. You just go there, download the data set, and you can make the this thing project there. You can do the coding now with the new class 11 book. The coding is given there of regression and classification, so that will help you also. If your students are not interested in coding, the class AI syllabus is not forcing you to go into only Python coding. There will be lots of students who are not interested in coding. It's okay. You can go for the non-coding platforms. You can take up teachable machine, give a simple classification problem. Last year few of my students did emotion detection. Okay, so that is acceptable. Then mobile app using MIT App Inventor. MIT App Inventor has a huge section on this thing. What do you call artificial intelligence? So you go there, the tutorials are there. You can download the tutorial and you can make the project. At least students can start off from there. And of course, if they have any, like inspiration, my students got inspiration last year, so they went on to do a completely different project. So at least they could start from there. And then, of course, you have Google Flow, Botsify, BotPress, PictoBlocks. So students can make projects from there also. Now, what you have to do is you have to fill the logbook. It's a good 30-page logbook. So you have to fill each section and award yourself 3 marks. It takes time. So give your students ample time to fill the logbook. And a video has to be made. It has to be a minimum 3-minute video. So students have to show the working of the project. So the screen recording has to be there. Each student has to explain his or her role. I am the data collector. I am the one who did the coding. We are the testers, and all that they have to say. Samples of it are there on the group. If you want, Shibi and I will share it again. You could also include what was the purpose and need of the project. Since I always tell my students to link the project with an SDG, so if they want, they can explain the purpose and the need of the project. Also, any challenges they face, any bias they have in their project, they can explain that. See, all the data will always have some bias. There is one that once I went to take the Viva session as an external, and students said my project does not have any bias. So I showed them the data set and I showed them the bias. So bias will always be there. It could be that the bias is minimal. Okay, so that is acceptable, but do tell them that importance of bias. Okay, this is the sample logbooks. I will share the link with you. Please be.
Meenu ma'am, the
Yes,
video is on recording, right?
yes.
Yeah, and there's
I'm.
somebody whose mic is unmute. Can you just mute it?
Yeah.
Reena Ramnan. That's
So
done. That's done.
yeah, I'm going through it quickly because we have less time. So this is the link of the sample logbooks which my students have done. Once the session is over, I will share this link also. You can see how this my students have done their logbooks and filled up all the required areas. Uh, yeah, so the practical exam is for 50 marks. I give a written test of 10 marks. Okay, so in those 10 marks, I give all these kind of questions. You can take a screenshot of this. Okay, so this is what I give. It is not that I give all these questions, I pick and choose, but these are the questions I tell my students that you must know. I'm very partial towards RMSE calculation. So I do give them RMSE because it's there in the sample paper. So I tell them that you must know the calculation of RMSE RMSE. Okay, so these are all the questions that I tell them they must know. And out of this, I give them 3, 4 questions and probably one RMSE, or I don't give them RMSE and I give them the remaining questions. So that is up to you how you do the permutation combination. Okay, and after that, now on the day of for the practical exam, you have the written test. Logbook is 27 marks. Video viva I take for 8 and 5 marks. I meaning Meenu Kumar. You can change the marks. You have to give a total of 50 marks. So it is up to you how you do the distribution. Logbook is 27 marks. Written test why I take, because CBSE gives a 20-page answer sheet. So instead of wasting it, I thought that probably students sit and write something. It's a 3-hour exam. So let's do 2-hour exam, sorry. So let students, sit and write something in the answer sheet. That was what I was thinking. Next is, now on the day of the exam, what is it that you have to do? The students present their video, they show the working of the project to the examiner, they present the logbook, and of course they give the viva. The examiner then can question through the logbook, or they can question through the project also, that what did you do in this step? Because one of my examiners had asked them to open the entire code, and then on the code she had questioned them, which is also fine. Okay, that's it. As I told you, it's a very short video. And now you can, give your questions to me. I'll try and answer as many as I can.
This is a doubt clearance session. All those who have any doubts, you could just unmute yourself and ask her. So that and we'll this will be a short session. The session will get over by 4:35. So please use this opportunity. I know there were a couple of you who had a lot of doubt, and I can see a lot of people who can also join in for query sessions.
Excuse me, ma'am. My name is Thomas. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, Thomas, sir.
You know, ma'am. Thank you for this session, ma'am. I had some problems, some doubts for both class 10 and 12. We are doing both AI in 10 and 12 for the first time in our school this year.
Okay.
Uh, and
Sir, could you
I'm
put
teaching.
it
I'm teaching.
explicitly for class 12, because then class 10 will have another session, since I am
Okay.
focusing on Capstone project. So please ask me about Capstone project right now.
Okay, ma'am. I have a few questions. One of the questions was whether there would be an external examiner. But I
Yes,
think from
yes.
what you have already said, I have understood that there will be an external examiner. Then also, I wanted to know about what will be the written component. Again, you've shared some information. I'll definitely go through whatever. So you've answered most of my doubts, whatever I had asked in the group. Ma'am, also, uh, is it okay? I think again this question also, which I had asked in the group, is it okay if children borrow code from, say, GitHub, and understand it thoroughly?
Yes,
Understand it
yes.
thoroughly. Actually, in my class 12, we have students from computer science as well as students from humanities.
Yeah.
Humanities children have no basis in programming,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Of course, in the current 11, this has been changed. In the current 11, I think the syllabus has been changed where they are learning coding. But in the class 12, which is coming out, there was no coding as part of their syllabus. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a team leader and another person who knows coding and who knows the ins and out, and maybe one or two people from humanities who really don't know, but who are trying to somehow fit in.
That's okay. So I went to one of the schools as an external last year. So what the teacher had done was, the one who was not very good in coding, she had made them do the logbook work. So distribute work like that.
Okay.
I found
Okay,
that
ma'am.
okay, that's fine. Everybody must pitch in. That is the entire motto. Obviously, if I'm good in coding, then I may not be good in something else. Like designing part, I'm teaching design thinking. I'm learning so many things. So I realized, a computer teacher has to learn so many things. I have to learn photography and everything. And I never did photography, so I'm not good at it right now also. So that's why it's okay. As part of the group, if they are pitching it, that's more than enough. We are not
Okay.
going to make them rocket scientists. We are just making them class 12 AI students. That's it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. The one
Yeah.
more doubt I have is, suppose they are doing coding, or they are doing pictoblocks. One of the groups is doing pictoblocks. So should they take screenshots of pictoblocks as well as coding
It is not
printouts,
required
and
in
should
the
they
logbook.
attach it to the logbook?
No, it is not there in the logbook. What they can do is they can show
Put it.
all these things in the video. Show the entire
Okay.
thing in the video. If you still want
Okay.
to keep something, let them have it in a PPT and keep it with them on the day of the practical. Otherwise, it's not required. It's
Okay.
not required.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. That answers all my doubts. And thank you for your excellent textbooks for class 11 and 12.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Thomas, sir. I hope that has put everything to
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
as
Definitely,
well.
Good
Shabina.
evening, ma'am. This is Indumati from Arishi.
Good evening.
Ma'am, like last year, we have not touched the answer scripts, ma'am. We have just written back the answer scripts, and like we have done the logbook, and we have done the external have checked the video, and then from that video they have questioned. From the logbook they have questioned. But
As of now,
this year
ma'am,
we
I
did.
let me tell you. As of now, CBSE for the current class 12, they have not given any guidelines as such. Okay, but since they were giving the 20 page booklet, so that is why I started with the written test. You will get clear cut guidelines in the next year's class 12 curriculum. So if for 1% you don't want to do the written test, it's up to you. There is no as such written guideline that you have to do the written test. It's a good habit if students know all these questions. Otherwise, if you don't want to do it, it's okay.
Here,
Because,
my question is, can I? Yes, ma'am, I understood. Here, my question is like, can we ask the children to write something and we can ask the external to correct it and give marks accordingly?
but what way is that something that you want to make them right? That's why I was
Yes,
saying.
the questions which you have
Okay.
discussed like
Okay.
that,
So
the
that's,
syllabus question.
if you see the questions, they are not as such a test. These are things that students should know if they are doing their capstone project diligently. So
Yes, yes.
they can do this. They can do this. They can sit and write the problem statement of their, the what is the bias, any challenges they face, all these things they can write.
Okay, so it should be corrected by the external.
Yes. Then if you are giving, see, if you are filling the answer sheets are going back to the RO also. CBSE RO, they have to be
Okay,
deposited. So that's why then they have to be corrected and signed and marked by the external then.
okay,
You have to
okay, ma'am.
follow
Okay,
the practical examination procedure that you
Yes.
follow for other subjects practical for AI also if you're using the booklets.
okay, yeah. Can we have the rubrics for the exams, ma'am? Rubrics for the
Rubrics,
practical examination.
it's given in the logbook. Any other than that, you want that screen again where I showed what to do in the on the day of the practical. That is what you're asking. Acha, you're
Yes,
asking the
like
division
it is
of
there in
marks. Okay, understood. You asking for the
the
division of
20.
marks. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am, the 27 marks. Yes.
yeah, just a minute. I'll share my screen again. Yeah, this one you're asking?
Yes, ma'am. Like, do we have to do one more column for this book logbook? The 27 marks again can be, do we have divisions?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
गुड इवनिंग मैम।
Good evening, sir.
मैम ये लॉगबुक को हमें आईवीएम के ऊपर अपलोड भी करना पड़ेगा पीडीएफ
नहीं
क्रिएट
नहीं
करके या नहीं जरूरत मैडम
नहीं
इसकी?
नहीं 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 आप अपने पास एक कॉपी मंगवाइए बच्चों से, उनको बोलिए दे टेक अ प्रिंट आउट एंड गेट इट स्पाइरल बाउंड, नहीं तो फाइल में लगाएं। एंड सॉफ्ट कॉपी जो है सब बच्चों के पास होनी चाहिए उनकी ड्राइव्स में। आप भी अपने पास सॉफ्ट कॉपी रख लीजिए, एक कॉपी तो मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ होनी चाहिए एग्जामिनर को दिखाने के लिए।
मैम जैसे अब 3 बच्चों का एक ग्रुप है तो तीनों बच्चे अलग अलग एक एक कॉपी लेके
नहीं
आएंगे मैडम
नहीं
बना के,
सर,
या
मैं तो
तीनों की एक ही
देखिए
कॉपी
मैं
चल जाएगी?
सस्टेनेबिलिटी को बहुत ज्यादा फॉलो करती हूँ एंड आई एम वेरी डेड अगेंस्ट वेस्टेज ऑफ पेपर। मैं स्कूल में भी बहुत चिल्लाती रहती हूँ वी वेस्टिंग टू मच ऑफ पेपर। सो अगेन आई मतलब मीनू कुमार तो हमेशा कहती है कि एक सेट बनेगा बस फाइल का, बाकी सब अपने लॉग बुक्स की कॉपीज अपने ड्राइव में रखेंगे। अब आपकी मर्जी आप क्या करते हैं, बट आई थिंक वी एज कंप्यूटर टीचर शुड फॉलो दिस। जब हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी की इतनी बात करते हैं तो करना भी चाहिए। सो एटलीस्ट ये है कि एक एक तो आप कॉपी बनवाइए, बहुत ज्यादा आपको लग रहा है तो 2 कॉपीज बनवाइए, उससे ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं है।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू मैम।
आई थिंक सर का क्वेश्चन ये था कि अगर जैसे डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स होता है तो एक ग्रुप में एक लॉग बुक
हाँ
चाहिए कि
हाँ,
सारे बच्चों के लिए आप एक ही लॉग बुक रखते
नहीं
हो?
नहीं, एक ग्रुप में एक लॉग बुक, ऑल
हाँ,
ऑल
एक ग्रुप
एंटायर
में
1 ग्रुप।
एक लॉग बुक।
हाँ, 5 स्टूडेंट्स आर देयर इन अ ग्रुप, इवन देन 1 लॉग बुक। 5 लॉग बुक्स की जरूरत नहीं है।
So yeah,
ओके
so
मैम।
please note that Per project, one printed logbook. Everything else is a soft copy. All the other team members can have soft
क्या
copies.
लग रहा है कुछ तो हो रहा है
Shivangil
क्या
ji, Meenu ma'am, can you just mute her?
I'm
I
trying
क्या
think
to
हो
she's
mute
गया
on
her.
her
मन को
side.
Yeah, I muted her. Yeah. Yeah. Any other question?
Anyone else?
Yeah,
Anyone
ma'am.
else?
Thomas back again.
Okay.
Ma'am, you said something about bias at some point.
Yeah.
I was not clear. Can you just explain what you meant by that?
So see, your data set will or your algorithm may or may not have a bias, but data set in may also have a bias. For example, I've taken data of one region only. For example, I'm taking data of the Delhi region, so I stick to only South Delhi, and I'm not taking any information from North Delhi. So that becomes a bias. There's a bias in the data set. So I generally, when I go as external, I ask my students, what do you think could be the bias in your data set? That tells me how sincerely they worked on the data. So if you ask such questions, they will also come to realize that your data will have bias somewhere or the other. For example, I had gone somewhere and they had shown me a data set. So it was from one particular region only. That's why I gave this example. So I showed them, since it's catering to one region only, please mute yourself. I can't find the person who's talking.
Anupama ma'am, can you please mute yourself? Anupama ma'am. Meenu
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah, I
Yes.
muted her. So that's why. So you can show them this, and then you can tell them that this is bias. So
Yeah.
there will be some amount of bias in your data set. You can't escape that. It's okay. So minimal bias is there. You can accept that.
Okay. Okay,
Meenu ma'am, there's a
Can I ask-
question. Sorry, Thomas sir, you were saying something. Minimum,
Yeah,
there's a
can I
question in
ask-
the chat box also.
Okay.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
The videos that are taken, they need to be loaded.
Yes, the video that you
to-
shoot, your students shoot, they will be
Yeah.
uploaded on YouTube, and you will share the
Okay.
link of the YouTube in your
In the
logbook.
logbook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if
Okay.
you are doing any coding, like my students do the coding of the project in Google Colab or in a Jupyter notebook, if you're doing, you will share the
Yeah.
link of that collab also in your logbook. Just below that, you will share the link of the project.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. And there was one more question which I forget at the moment. I'll ask if it
Okay,
comes up
no
again.
problem, sir. No problem. Yes, anybody else?
There's a question in the chat box. It says, which platform is used for deep learning projects? Example, capture picture of samosa, identify it, and provide the calories, nutritional facts in it. Can this be considered as a capstone project?
This will require, computer vision. You'll have to do entire Python coding. One of my students this year, I'm trying to get hold of her project. She's done a very beautiful project. She's taken her two hands and made the, game. She's made a game. The ball has to move along the sides of the monitor. So the ball is moving, and with the hand she's controlling. So this is entire computer vision and coding of Python. Okay, so I'm waiting for her to finish that so that I can upload it, so that everybody can see that also. This will be hardcore programming, ma'am. So, this is not teachable machine hardcore programming, what you are saying. So you have lots of platforms for this. Do a little bit of searching on Google. It will tell you. There's a new platform called Hugging Face or something like that. I think that should help
Yeah,
you.
Hugging Face, Hugging Face. It
Ah,
is Hugging Face. Yeah.
so that should help you.
Yeah, Preeti ma'am, I hope your doubt is clear. And if you have anything else, please put it in the chat box. They're asking, when should the video should be uploaded to YouTube? Before the practical examination?
Yeah, because you
So
have
that
to get
you
the
have to make
logbook
it into
printed
the
also.
logbook, right?
Yeah.
So earlier, yeah. So before once your project is ready, everything is ready, you upload your videos into the YouTube, take the link and put it in the logbook. I think
The
that's
logbook
how
has
you
to
can.
be printed. It has to be spiral bound. So
Yes.
you need time for that.
Yes. Okay. We have 10 more minutes. If there's
Yeah,
anybody.
hello, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Hello, ma'am.
My name is hi, ma'am. My name is Adira. So this is our first batch of AI in grade 12. So I have a doubt that in logbook there is a page like rate yourself. Like there are few rubrics given. So we have to give marks. So do the students they need to give, or the external will give that mark? Write yourself one column I have seen in the logbook.
Yes. What you can do is for each section, they have to give themselves marks. That is self-evaluation. So you can give those three
Okay.
marks to yourself. Okay. And the last page, then the evaluator, the external will evaluate, and then of course he or she will award those marks.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much.
That you
Yeah.
can do in a
Then
separate sheet or in the logbook. It doesn't make a difference because all the marks have to be uploaded on the CBSE server. So you can do it on one
yes,
single
ma'am.
sheet. It's up to you.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay. And another thing is like only the RMSC problem will come for the board exam. No, I mean there is no Python coding questions, related questions will not come for board exam.
No,
Okay.
not as yet, because over the years I've seen they've not given any RMSE calculation also. Though the sample paper has RMSE calculation, they've not given that. So we are
Okay.
also hoping. Once it had come only once. So that
Yes.
was
Yes.
the train test split question they had asked, and that also in MCQ. So I tell my students that it's a single line of code. You can understand it also. I make them understand what is the concept behind that single line of code, and then they can learn. So
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
that much they can do.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. So another doubt, it's not regarding Capstone project. I know we are having this session for Capstone project, but actually for our grade 11 annual exam is in January 20th. They are starting, and by February we have to start the new session in our school.
Okay.
So how we are? I'm still confused that how can I start the grade 12 session in Feb onwards, because we don't have the new curriculum yet not released.
We are expecting that CBSE will upload the new curriculum by January. So we should have
Okay,
new
ma'am.
curriculum. They have
Okay, ma'am.
already released web applications 803. If
Yes,
you
yes,
see, they have already released that, the
yes,
new
yes,
curriculum. So I'm also hoping
yes,
that
ma'am.
by January they release the AI curriculum.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
There is a question that asks, till what level project work needs to be done in class 11? Like capstone project starts in grade 11. So someone is asking till what
Design
level you need
phase.
to finish it.
Design phase, you can have them start with the design phase, and if they are comfortable enough, they can finish the project in class 11 itself. Let them fill the logbook then in class 12. It's up to you. Because I tell my students, class 11 students, that at least start with the working of the project. You start off with the project. If you're able to finish it, it's good. Otherwise, because filling the logbook and finishing the project, these are two heavy things. Still now the syllabus was, yes, less in class 12. So we had that time. So it's better if they are able to finish the project in class 11, let them do it. They can finish the logbook in class 12 because the video also has to be made. It's work. There's a quite a lot of work involved. So it's okay if they finish it in class 11th itself.
Hope that answered your query, Bhagyalakshmi ma'am. There's another question. How many children work as a team for a project?
4 to 5. 4 to 5. Because more than that, it will become difficult for the teacher also to keep track. If you don't have a choice, then there was one that the last minute one group would not get any project, so they shifted to another group. So they had 8 students in one group, but let that be as a last resort, not more than 4 to 5, and students will manage, don't worry.
Yeah, so I don't see any more questions in the chat box. And is there any other questions that the participants would like to ask?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Sorry, I couldn't type in the chat box. I was
It's
somewhere
okay.
outside, but I wanted to ask a question. My name is Kanika.
Yes, Kanika, please go ahead.
Ma'am, my question is, since I am also new to AI teaching this year, so we see the sample codes given by CBSE, they are like 2 to 3 pages of the book.
Okay.
Is that much coding enough for like classification problems or regression problems if we solve by the projects?
See, you are talking about the current class 11th. No, the current class 11th,
Yes,
once you
ma'am.
teach them coding, then they can obviously they'll come to that level. If they start doing it, they'll come to that
Two to
level.
three pages of coding. Yes,
You will
ma'am.
take
As
this,
given.
you can take a simple regression problem. Like right now, I'm doing simple regression with them only. Okay, so do simple ones. If they are not very, comfortable with the complex ones, leave it. At least the simple ones, if they are able to do and they are able to explain what they are doing, that's more than enough.
So, ma'am, that can be taken as their final project also.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. That they are able to do, ma'am. That they are able to do. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Couple of questions in the chat box. We have
Hello. Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Anu
evening, Anu
Madan
ma'am.
this side.
Yeah, Anu ma'am.
Ma'am, can we have one session on Scikit-learn as this is already in syllabus of grade 11 AI? So can we
Okay,
have one more session on that?
okay. I'll try and fit in. Would New Year be okay for you? Because before that, I have my pre-boards and
Yes, yes,
I'm
absolutely.
involved in checking and everything. But New Year, yes, I can try. Okay, Shibi. So we'll try
Okay,
sometime in New Year.
Yeah,
that'll
and
be
there's
great,
some
ma'am.
there is a session on machine learning also being
Yeah,
asked
yeah.
for
This
teachers.
is
Machine
one,
learning.
lots of people had requested, but unfortunately, I'm going so busy, so that's why I couldn't take it also. But I'll try to incorporate everybody. I would suggest
Yeah,
that,
in case if you are, yeah,
others also
if you're
come
not
forward.
able to, let me know. We'll just pull in somebody else
Yeah,
who
yeah.
can take. We had a session from a QSAT professor on machine learning algorithms recently. It was a good session, but it was actually
That'll be
6 days.
really great. Great.
It
That'll
was a
be great
six
help,
days
ma'am.
of sessions. Would you be willing to
No,
invest
but
that much of time?
yeah. So I think Shibi, we can have, the professor coming in because I also will like to learn.
Yeah,
You know,
yes, you will also learn. So I would
yeah.
check with him and I will check if sir would be free and how we can plan it, and then we'll arrange one for the teachers.
Thank you so
Uh,
much, ma'am.
Most welcome. I think we're about to end the
Good evening,
session.
ma'am.
Do each
Ma'am,
student
I
here?
had a query.
Yes,
May I?
One
Palak
second,
ma'am. Where,
one second, one second. There's a question in the chat box regarding logbooks. See, if you have
Yes.
5 groups, there would be one logbook per group that the students would be making, and they will keep the copies of the. All of them will keep the copies of the logbook. One per will be printed. Also, there are a lot of questions regarding logbook in the chat box. I'm sorry to interrupt. Whoever was asking, please go ahead.
keep soft copies on your with the students and have just one logbook printed per group.
That was my query only. That one logbook per group, and the
Yeah.
students can have their individual copies in the soft copy.
Yeah,
That's
Yes.
keep
what they
one
have to
copy with
maintain.
yourself also as a soft copy because if like it happened once, the examiner was so impressed with my projects the first time he took the logbooks with him. Okay, so I obviously
Okay.
can't refuse. I was also happy. So, but to be on the safe
Right.
side, I always keep a copy with myself.
Okay. So for if like Am I in audible? general other Good subjects evening. we get a yeah. Am I audible now? Are you saying something? Could I?
Yeah, you just hurry up,
Yeah, yeah,
Palak ma'am.
continue. Jyoti ma'am, 1 minute. Palak ma'am, can you continue? Just
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. I was just
yeah,
asking, like in other
yeah.
subjects, we submit the practical files and it gets signed by the principal and the whole process. So here we need to get just one logbook signed by the principal. That's it,
Yeah,
and keep our
yeah.
video ready, and
Yeah,
we'll
and you
upload
can
that
get
on
the
the
school stamp.
CBSE
This I
server.
came to know. Certain schools are doing this
Yes.
process. We don't do this. The principal is signing and we get the school stamp also. We are not doing this, but it's okay. Just one copy is more than enough.
Okay, and we'll upload the final video on the CBSE server.
No, 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 no. This is on
No,
YouTube video. That YouTube link you put in the logbook.
logbook. Okay, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm
Jyoti
ready.
ma'am.
Jyoti ma'am,
Good evening.
Good
good
evening. How are
Just,
evening.
you?
I don't have any doubt. I just came to tell just you are doing a good work, Shibi ma'am and Menu ma'am.
Thank
So
you.
really, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's why
You are
just
very much with us in this.
Yes, yes.
And in fact, it's always good to see all of you in that particular. Now that I'm not into that regular, school teaching, when I see you guys being part of the main AI, team from the CBSE and getting involved in writing books, taking workshops, my heart swells with pride. So I think, 3.5 minutes more.
I
There's
have that.
something.
I just remembered my question.
Yeah,
Thomas
please,
here.
Thomas, go
Yeah,
ahead.
ma'am, I've asked my students to take printouts of the blank logbook, and I was planning to ask them to fill it up with in hand, write it in hand.
It's quite a huge logbook, sir. So what I do is I give them the Word file and then I ask them to type it. So they keep it in their drive when they're in school. They open their Gmail account and they sit and type also. So
That's
it's
good.
quite a huge logbook. It's quite a lot of work. You know, they'll go home and they do the typing again. So it's better you follow this step. Again, if you want them to, do the writing part, it's up to you. It's huge logbook.
No,
So I try and minimize the work.
pitch in. I would like to pitch in. Thomas, sir, please don't make them write using hands. Please let them use it the way that
Okay.
everybody
Yeah,
is
I
using
think
it,
it will be
making a
more
word.
presentable. That way it will
Yeah,
be more good.
not just presentable, work-wise also. It's more easier. Our task is to make things easier for the children, right? So gone are the days when we used to write our records using our hands and and we used to submit it. So they can use the word options for the
Okay.
logbook.
Thank you. Ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am, Rakhi this side. I have only one question that is not question, even a request basically. Can you share the link for any
I've
capstone
just shared
project?
it again. I've just shared it again in the chat box. This is the link that of the projects that my student do: regression, computer vision, and data science. So you will get all three one. As my students do their projects, I'll keep adding also. So don't worry.
Yeah, and I've shared the same link in the AI teacher community also. You can pick it up from also there. So if there are no more questions, I think we're done for the day.
If there is one small request, Shibi, if your students are doing good work, please share your projects with me. I will feature it in my book and I will give you credit for that also. So you can have that, that the work is done under you. So please don't think that, this is for the teachers that and students all over India that I am doing. So this is one
Please
thing.
share.
Yes.
Please
So
share.
it's up
Yes,
to you.
always, always.
There is nothing that, this is mine and mine only. You can take the credit
Yes.
also, have the video, because Smita had shared one video and I told her, I said, this video, you can show your photo also in the beginning so that everybody knows this is project is done under Smita. So please do
Yeah.
feel free to share. If it's a good work, let everybody also learn. I'm also learning.
Yeah. Please do share. It's all building of a community and supporting each other. So if you have better ideas, if you have better projects, your children have done something good, or you have
Wait,
a
where's the
suggestion,
projector?
please share it with the community. Please share it with Meenu ma'am also, because it goes to a larger audience there that way. Okay. So yes, thank you so much for coming in at 4 o'clock on a Sunday evening where you should all be relaxing. And but I'm so glad that we could take this session. And thank you, Meenu ma'am, for taking this session. It was, as always, short, crisp, and informative. And for the coming sessions that the teachers have requested, we'll see how we can best arrange it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
ma'am.